The Dubai Airshow attracted numerous countries to display military and civilian aviation equipment. The Indian Air Force participated as an exhibitor and sent several platforms, including the Tejas fighter, for static display and flight demonstrations. Around November 17, 2025, in the static display area, one Indian Air Force Tejas single-engine light combat aircraft suddenly suffered an oil leak while parked on the ground. Oil slowly dripped from the lower fuselage. The Indian ground crew was caught off guard and had no professional drip pans, so they hastily grabbed several plastic shopping bags from nearby booths or gift areas, similar to duty-free shop bags, and placed them under the aircraft to catch the oil. The process lasted several minutes with oil dripping into the bags, creating a rather embarrassing scene. Some visitors recorded videos and photos showing ground crew squatting under the aircraft, awkwardly catching the drip with bags, in a way that looked like they were catching urine. The oil did not gush out but dripped steadily, making the plane appear incontinent. Netizens quickly nicknamed it peeing or leaking urine, and the incident spread rapidly across social media. The Tejas is a flagship platform independently developed by India. The Indian government and Air Force place great hopes on it and often use it to promote Made in India. However, the type has a long history of frequent failures, such as engine problems and delayed deliveries. This public oil leak directly hit a sore spot and caused the Indian delegation to lose face completely. At the same show, Pakistan's JF-17 Thunder fighter, jointly developed by China and Pakistan, performed stably. This led netizens to joke that the Tejas got so scared when it saw the thunder across from it that it wet itself. The Indian Air Force never issued a formal statement after the incident and only said it was a minor technical glitch that had been resolved. The aircraft continued its scheduled flight display, but that did nothing to stop the online storm. Some overly harsh netizens even claimed the Tejas carries the gene of Indians liking to defecate in public and embarrassed itself at the airshow. To be honest, yesterday many netizens in my comment section asked why I had not made a video about this. I have been quite busy lately and can only edit videos at night. When I saw the news the night before, it was already very late. Chinese netizens were going wild, mocking the Bharat Empire online. Everyone kept praising how lucky Modi was, that he flew in a Tejas and actually survived. Truly a miracle. This fighter project started much earlier than China's J-10 and Pakistan's JF-17. Yet today China is already phasing out the J-10. Pakistan has confirmed it will equip the J-35, while the Bharat Empire is still fiddling with this antique that has been in development for over 40 years. They keep releasing improved versions. Nobody knows what the Indians want to improve. Maybe change the power plant to a cow dung engine and the hydraulic fluid to cow urine. That would greatly increase combat power. A cow dung engine could guarantee supersonic cruise, and cow urine comes with natural stealth capability that blinds enemy radar completely. Jai Hind. During the India-Pakistan conflict, brave Pakistani pilots flying JF-17 raided Indian air defense positions and destroyed the expensive S-400 system India had bought. This became a legendary tale. Global media widely reported that Pakistan's J-10C fighters shot down 5 to 8 Indian aircraft, including the French Rafale that Indians were most proud of. Trump repeatedly mocked India and Modi in public for their crushing defeat, turning the Bharat Empire into a global laughingstock. Note that at the critical moment of their Air Force disaster, the Tejas that the Bharat Empire claimed could instantly kill the J-20 never dared to fight from beginning to end, just like their 2 stealth aircraft carriers that only serve as ceremonial guards for Modi and the BJP during parades. Jai Hind. Through real combat results, Pakistan convinced Azerbaijan to firmly purchase Pakistani weapons. Indian weapons have become the death knell of the international market. Every buyer ends up a laughingstock. Ecuador bought 7 Indian-made Dhruv helicopters for crashed. The remaining ones were refused when India rejected the return request, and nobody wanted to buy them secondhand, So they had to be mothballed because no pilot dares to fly these flying coffins. Speaking of flying coffins, one must mention Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the manufacturer of the Tejas. The company is known as the Widowmaker. Whether Russian or French fighters, once they go through maintenance by this company, the crash rate skyrockets. China and Vietnam, which also operate large numbers of Russian aircraft, never encounter the embarrassing situations India faces. Famous design bureaus like Sukhoi and MiG have had their reputations completely ruined by Indians. The French understand the pain Russians feel, so Dassault tearfully tripled the price. Otherwise, they cannot collect final payments from India and still get accused of poor aircraft quality. That is why the Americans are smart. They not only refuse to sell the F-35 to India, but even supply General Electric engines only in small batches. After all, if their products ever appear in a crash news headline one day, the stock price would suffer. Indians still refuse to believe their air force was crushed by Pakistan. They prefer to swallow the spiritual opium of Gaudy media and fantasize that they achieved victory, celebrating nationwide for 10 days. The information they receive is too far from the truth. They do not realize their country has become synonymous with producing industrial garbage. The patchwork armed forces they assembled from multiple countries have no real combat capability. Modi has been taught a lesson by Pakistan and becomes somewhat obedient. If he dares to provoke Pakistan again, India will suffer even greater humiliation. It is not just Pakistan. Once Bangladesh also starts equipping large numbers of Chinese weapons, India will face humiliation from 3 directions. At that time, they will have to declare a one-year national holiday to frantically celebrate the great revival of the Bharat Empire. Jai Hind.